Hello, welcome to my studio. My name's Thomi. My little friend here is Nessie. She'll crawl all around. Yeah, welcome. I hit 600 subscribers overnight. Thank you all very, very much. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I haven't really been watching the numbers in the last couple weeks, just because it's slow and I don't, there's no point in getting frustrated, right? So I was really happy to see that because I wanted, I had to look at the last few videos and make sure I wasn't wearing exactly the same thing like the fourth time in a row, because I do tend to do that. So I had to really go quick, change my clothes. I've got new tea today. I've got, my favorite tea company is Davidson's, and I used to get it when I was on Amazon, but I've quit Amazon months ago. But they have their own website. It's a little clunky to order, but it works, and the tea is fantastic. So Davidson's tea, this is Earl Grey with lavender. It's good. It's very good. Okay, so what do we have to talk about today? I thought that I didn't know much, but yeah, if I said that, did I say that already? I probably said that already. Anyway, I've got a lot of like different things. So I only worked on 3 cross stitch projects. I got a lot done on those, no doubt. I definitely got a lot done on those. If you've been following me on Instagram, you've seen I've posted quasi steadily about what I'm doing. I'm looking at my notes. This weekend, like everybody celebrates Valentine's Day, right? I should tell you the day. Today is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. I always forget that. And this is Flosstube number 17. And if you don't know what a Flosstube is, it's just a YouTube channel. And there's a lot of Flosstubers out there. And what we do is we talk about cross stitch and maybe some other stitchy things too. I think most people have more than one sort of fibery stitchy thing that they like to do. But today's almost all cross stitch. A little bit I'll be talking about my own pattern design, not as much as the last couple times because I'm just kind of chunking away at it. I have an unboxing. Somebody reached out and wanted to send me a kit, so I'll do an unboxing and look at that. I did peek in the box because it had some water damage when it arrived, but everything inside looks like it's sealed up and no problem. It was really hard not to dig it out because it's beautiful. Let's see what else. So Valentine's Day was Saturday, and I'll put a picture of us up here. My husband and I are total dorks, right? When we had like a whirlwind, right? Like we met online and we happened to live pretty close together, and we met, and 2 weeks later he moved in, and 6 months later we got married, and it's been great, right? Like impulsive, but definitely the right choice, So Joe and I made him a melt the ice hat, and we were out on Saturday on Valentine's Day. We went to Sew What in Auburn, New York, which is a crafting, mostly sewing and embroidery, knitting, like not like paints and paper and stuff, but more the fibery things. And it's a wonderful shop. I'll put a link below so you can check out their website and find out right where they're at. Sorry, my hands are cold. I've got the heat turned down because, of course, the gas bill came. Ooh, yeah. It's been a really cold winter, and even though we've been trying, yeah. So anyway, we went to Sew What, and he wore his melt ice hat, and he was kind of like, I don't really want to wear it, But we were out, and so that was fun, and we had. They have a little, I think most place stores that I've gone into where usually your partner just wants to wait for you. They have like a cozy corner for people to sit and read. And so he's over there, and he's just reading something or watching videos, I don't know. And I was sort of close to him, and I realized like there was this whole collection of ladies like staring at him and like sort of crowding around. And I think they realized that I belonged to him. And so they started asking him about his hat and if I knitted it. And they were so happy. It was like, so, you know, this is a make along, a knit along that's been put out. You probably have seen some reference to it at least. It's a pretty simple pattern. You know, it's got historical context with resistance against the Nazis. But there's been all this controversy, and a lot of money has been raised by selling this pattern and the yarn, and you know, it's like a small little movement. But they've raised a lot of money. Last I saw was $650,000. I'll try to find a link to put below so you can explore if you want to. And there's all this controversy over this hat, and people getting really like, oh, it's just, what's the word, performative protest. No, that's absolutely not the case, because those women in that shop, it was like they could breathe all of a sudden. You know, Joe's just he's a nice guy. He's a sweetheart. But, you know, when you're a woman and you're out and you see a big, tall guy, maybe he looks a little, you know, he's got a beard or whatever, or even like real slick. You know, as women, we tend to be careful. And it was like all of a sudden, he was in this female space, right? He was the only guy in the room, in the store. And it was like everybody could breathe. But then everybody was excited to talk about it. Like they all of a sudden they knew that they could actually speak their feelings and express the emotion of, you know, how scared they are or how upset they are. It was a really beautiful thing. And then it was just because of a hat. Right? Like that never, ever would have happened. A group of people, some of them were volunteers from the store. There were a couple customers, I think too. I was really, really glad that I had made the hat and kind of like insisted he wear it. And now he's been wearing it. Like he doesn't feel like he should wear it at work for, you know, reasons. But he has been wearing it other times. So that's really cool. But yeah, not performative. If you have any urge to make the hat, do it. Wear it. Make it for somebody. Because even if, like, most people aren't going to look at the hat and know what it's about, right? You know, but people who do, they're going to be comforted by that. Oh, there's somebody else, you know, like. And for somebody who's like just on the tipping point of maybe realizing what's really going on, where they're too shy to really say anything or do anything themselves, or for whatever reason, that little thing, that could be a little push for somebody, right? So I'm all for it. And shame on you if you've dissed somebody for making a silly hat. Yeah, so what? So it's a hat. No, it's not going to save the world, but it could change somebody's perspective for just a minute. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that anymore. I'm done. We're going to talk about cross stitch. Oh, the whole Joe thing. So Valentine's Day we were out shopping at So What, but Sunday was our anniversary, our 20th anniversary. So we took a picture, a selfie together. Yeah, when we set our wedding date, we totally didn't. We're so out of the whole culture of, you know, normal people. We didn't know about Valentine's Day, like being in the middle of February. Like it totally was off of our radar. And I remember going to order flowers, and the woman was like, oh, your flowers are going to be so expensive every year because, you know, they upsell to people who forgot on Valentine's Day. And I must have looked like I had no clue what she was talking about. She's like, Valentine's Day? So yeah, it's true. Like, he always buys me flowers ahead of time because if he waits till the day, they're either crummy, half dead flowers, or they're really expensive, right? So funny. But yeah, we're still dorks. We still don't really pay attention to that kind of thing. Are you going to play with that earring? My earrings are dingling. It's a little bit distracting to me today. Usually I kind of like it. Okay, so that's all the life stuff, other than my son getting accepted to 3 of the 4 colleges that he applied to, and the 4th one he just hasn't heard back yet. So very exciting. I'm proud of him. He's like scared and excited at the same time. You know, that feeling when you're young and you're like, oh, the next big step. You want to do it, but it scares the crap out of you. That's where he's at. But it'll go well. So I'm going to start with my whips. Like I said, I only have 3 pieces that I've been working on, but I did get some good progress. So the first one I'm not really doing it. Chronologic doesn't matter. This one I got the least done on, and I worked on it just a couple days. So Quaker Virtues, and I've started, is that the right corner? Yeah, I've started in this corner. There's a page that I'm getting close to being finished. Now this is on Fiber on a Whim, 46 count linen. The color is Stone. And here's what I've got done so far. I'm going to move this light a little bit so that it shows up better. Is that better? That's better. There we go. So the stone linen is just a very, very light, sort of grayish blue. And I'm using Pirate and Robin floss in the colorway Hadley. So let me get a fresh skein out. That one's looking really ratty, isn't it? Really ratty. And I know last time I talked about, like, I wasn't sure. So there's a better look at it. Oh my gosh, I'm doing bad today. I've got my lights in a different spot and it's not, it's not behaving like I'm used to. Yeah, I love this floss. The colors are so beautiful, and the way they move from one to the other is very smooth, and there's no gooky stuff in between them. I did talk last time about how I'm not sure how I'm going to do the alphabet and the words, but I'm going to use these colors. I kind of stopped working on it because I couldn't decide, and I wanted to, like, I got to the point on this page where the only bits I really have left to do, other than finishing up this Quaker over here, but there's like spaces for all these letters, and I just can't decide. So I'm just going to let it sit until I'm sure. This is a project that I love it. This is my 3rd time starting it, and I love it this way. I'm enjoying it, so I don't care when it gets done. So I'm just going to wait until I know what I want to do with it. So I may or may not pull it out in the coming month. It's not part of my plans to pull it out, but that doesn't mean anything. Right? We're all like that. So that's Quaker Virtues. It's at 6.7%, 46 count linen. I'm doing 1/2. And the designer, Bygone Stitches. It's an older chart. I can't remember the year. 2008. The copyright's 2008. What are you doing? What are you doing? You don't need to bite me. You don't need to bite me. No, here, sit over here. Sit over there. Let's see. I spent the most time on my own design, but I've been working on Quaker Virtue. No, that's what I just was talking about. I was working on Little Acorns. Which side will I put? I put on this side. Little Acorns. God, I love this stitch. It's so easy. It's so easy. Like, it just flows off the needle. Like, you can just keep stitching. It's really hard to like stop. Each little unit is contained. Like, I can do like a deer in a day, or this motif took me a couple days. And I love that. And I've got this, it's on, is it Picture This Plus? Yeah, Picture This Plus Feldspar is the linen. I'll show you the whole piece. I put in the bones of all the straight line borders first, just so that I could know for sure that the fabric was going to work, and to kind of get the feel for how the variegation flowed, which is really nice. So I'm using Sulky 12 weight, and the fabric is Feldspar, Fiber on a Whim Feldspar, 36 count. So this is Eucalyptus by Sulky. It's a 12 weight, and I know you can't see it. I know you can't see it, but it's really beautiful. It's like mostly green, but different greens, like 3 main greens, a purple, a blue, and it just kind of, they're all different lengths. So it really gives a great opportunity to kind of spread things out. You can see I try to like keep the color flowing so there's not a lot of abrupt changes. And if you look close, I don't always succeed, but yeah, so on this band, the second band, the only thing that I'm putting in solid colors is the flowers on either side. I have solids that match, that I'm adding as I go. Blue is birds, purple is varied of flowers, and the green is going to be, I think there's oak leaves. There's a whole band with a lot of oak leaves, so I'll do that. And yeah, it's just a really enjoyable, pleasant experience. The floss doesn't get tangled up. It's 1/2. And it's just quick, and you see results really fast. Maybe that's what it is. I don't normally need that. I'm pretty patient, but it is nice to have one piece that's like fast. So I'm already 25% on this, and it's only been out since January. Well, it's been out, but the sale started January 1st, I guess. And I've seen people doing it, but not as many as I was expecting. I probably need to do a better search on Instagram. It's really frustrating that the hashtags don't work anymore. It's really frustrating. Like, how are we supposed to be a community if you have to like be so deliberate about every single, like, it's so easy to miss people when they release things that you're interested in if you can't follow a hashtag. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating. I suppose they make more money that way, though. That's what it's all about. All right, so that's Little Acorns by Modern Folk Embroidery. Did I give you all my stats on that? Yeah. So by the end of the month, I want to finish that band. And from there, I'll talk about plans later. What are you doing? Okay. She's going to play with the nail file. Okay, so that's Little Acorns. Next, is my model in progress, my MIP. My own pattern, my test stitch. And if you would like to join me, I haven't had anybody say they wanted to. I was talking about having a stitch along with this, but I had quite a few people download the pattern when it was free. It's not free anymore. But nobody has reached out to let me know that they want to start with me. So I'm just going to keep working on it. The whole pattern looks like this. And this is as far as I've gotten. I've got basically the top third done. This is almost 29%. So I got all the small words at the top. I'm having a hard time seeing where I'm holding this. So this is the fabric is Fiber on a Whim stone, same as Quaker Virtues. It's a 46 count, and I'm doing 1/2 with Pirate and Robin Blood Red, which really is like dried blood. I like their floss. It's just super subtly variegated, just barely, which works pretty well with the text. But I think when I start the lower section where there's bigger chunks, I think it'll show up better and I'll like it better. I really don't like doing, hey, don't chew on that. Shred it. I really don't. I'm not very good at counting when I'm just doing half stitches. I really need to do whole stitches, like finish each stitch one at a time, mostly. Sometimes I can do, if it's just a long straight line or something, then I'll do, one way and then go back across and cross them. I get mixed up which is the Danish and which is the English. But yeah, I'm not very good at counting. And I don't know. I mean, I don't think that I'm really in love with stitching text. But this is important. This is important. Important words to me. So this is the design is to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. So this is part of the Declaration of Independence. I was going to add a lot more, like all the complaints and stuff. I don't want to stitch all that. And if I don't want to stitch it, nobody else is going to want to either. So I'm not going to do it. But it goes on life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. So that's going to be big. It's not going to be so much like stitching text because it's more like objects. The letters are so large that they become a thing all by themselves. So I think that'll be more fun to work on. But yeah, I've got this almost 30% and it's really going quickly as well. And I think the rest of it will go fast too. I need to get about 530 stitches a week to have it done by July 4th. I'm going to try to do faster than that so that I have time to finally finish it and have an FFO for July 4th to put on the wall. I've had a good response to this. Everybody really likes it. People in my family, they might not normally comment too much on what I'm making other than, oh, it looks great, but this one, has garnered some real interest. So that's cool. I'm glad to know that it resonates with people. But I've already kind of mentally moved to my next pattern. So I really need to keep stitching this before I lose my go-go juice on it. And Nessie, of course, chewed on the notes that I was going to give about that. Oh, okay. Yeah, so in the mock-up, you can see there's fireworks. I don't know. When I was at the thrift store, I got a bunch of different variegated flosses. None of these are DMC. I don't know what brand they are. They're I don't know. Designed for the needle, made in Mexico, 6 strand. But I got yellow and there's a blue too that I can't find at the moment. But they don't work. They don't work. So I think I might end up I have some white, like plain white floss. I think I might take and just like speckle some bright colors on it so that it's mostly white. And that will be on the light blue, and then there'll be bright colored speckles. So that's the current plan for that. So when I do that, I'll probably have a big spiel. Maybe I'll record it if I'm feeling up to it that day. What are you doing down there? Okay, so that's my whips. That's the cross stitch pieces I've been working on. So yeah, you want to do an unboxing? I'll show you the box. This is a company called iMake, and they have they're a newish company. I think they're just trying to get themselves going. So they sent me this. They have a bunch of different patterns. I guess they're kind of along the lines of a Mirabilia, not Mirabilia. Chatelaine. That's the one. The square, where it's sort of a mandala look. They have a whole bunch of them and they're beautiful, but they come only as kits, and and they have all the beads and all the floss and silk floss, cotton floss. They have the canvas, and I think it's printed. I haven't looked yet, but there's no counting involved, supposedly. I mean, there's a bunch of specialty stitches, there's beading. And it's like they read my mind, because I'd been thinking, I look at the chatelaines and they're beautiful, but I don't want to take something like that on. I mean, just kidding it up. I tend to get, well, we all do, which bead am I going to like the best? And you probably order 3 or 4, right? I can't be doing that. And I don't want to go down another rabbit hole with a really big project like that. So this is smaller, but I'll still get some experience with the specialty stitches. I'll still get some experience doing some beading. So I said yes. I was very happy. They were very polite when they reached out. A lot of times when you get reached out to, it's not, they just want to buy my work to be an NFT or something stupid like that. Okay, so here we go. Opening the box. So let's see. First, I'll pull out what it's going to look like. Oh, this is nice. So this is a snap like folder. And we've got, here's what it's, So this kit didn't come with, like, you can buy the full kit where it comes with all the different, there's like levels, like several mat boards that are specially cut, and the frame that you can buy all that too if you want to for a particular piece. But most of them are square. There's a couple that are, there's a hot air balloon that I really liked. It's very cool. So this one's called Sunset Glow. Okay, it says it's 18 count Zweigart linen, 163 by 163. I'm just gonna quickly, oh, this is great. It's got, so I've got the list of, okay, this is awkward. Here we go. All the beads they've got listed. All the threads are the same. And they have, looks like, directions for how to do all the stitches. Nice, clear, big. Very good, very nice. Really nice diagrams. Cool. All right, so okay, here's the pattern. I might be able to show you without showing you. So let's just do a little quick. Yeah, really nice color pattern, very clearly marked. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I want to start this in the next month, in March. I kind of want to just get the feel of where I'm going with it, what it's going to take. Okay, so that's the instructions. Let's look at these materials. Got all these bags with all this stuff. Now, the one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is the numbers are Roman, not Roman, English, whatever you want to call it. But the text is all in Japanese. All right, so these are metallics. There's a whole bunch of those. Beads. Another one of beads. And these are silks. Beautiful colors. Ooh, yeah, I love that color. It was really hard to choose which one to do. That's a gray. That's a beautiful pink peach color. Glare, there we go. Really nice, subtle colors. Not my normal colors, but I think that's good, right? You can't do everything within your comfort zone all the time, right? Ooh, these metallics look really interesting. They're multicolored. That was another thing, you know, I wanted to get some experience with is metallics, because everybody who uses metallics talks about how hard they are, Kreinik and stuff. And so I want to get a little bit of experience with that. I'm charting something right now. Ooh, sorry, Nessie. Okay, she's good. She landed on her window perch. If I can show where she is. There, you see her swinging up there? Yeah, all right, so yeah, I'm charting. I've got the bulk. It's a big chart. It's a big chart. But but it's got a dragonfly in it, and I want to have it kind of, you know, dragonflies are really sparkly, so I kind of want to find some way to make it sparkly that's not intimidating, either to chart for me or to stitch for somebody else, right? These are beautiful. Okay, so let's look at the canvas. This is really, they've got it rolled up, and it looks almost like a really fine plastic canvas, but it is fabric. It's not plastic. Oh, I was wrong. It's not printed. Well, that's kind of good. I prefer it not to be printed. So I'll probably start in the center. Yeah, it's really stiff, but not scratchy stiff. And it'll definitely be super easy to count on, because look, it's like super transparent. Can you see that? Here, I'll hold it in front of the window. How do I do that? This way, this way. Yeah, it's very transparent. You can see through it. Cool. This is going to be fun. I'll be putting some still shots up on Instagram too, because I told them I would talk about it once here at least and once on Instagram at least. But I'm sure if I'm working on it, you'll be seeing it a lot. I would say, you know, I think this much of the kit would probably be around $70 if I'm remembering right from their website, which I think it's definitely a nice kit. Really nice materials, nicely packaged, great instructions. All right, well, cool. That's part of my March plans, is to kind of at least get my bearings and maybe make a start on that. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I might keep it in the box, or I might move it into a project bag. The box doesn't really fit in my basket of whips very well. Okay, you know what? I'm going to pause now, because that takes us up to plans and shop stuff. So now's a good intermission time. If you're just here for my stitching and, you know, my opinionated self, you can dash out now. But I will be talking about my stitching plans when I come back, and my shop kind of update where I'm going with that too. It's part of plans. All right, be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so plans. I've talked about a little bit already. I'm going to, as far as stitching, I'm going to be finishing the second band, hopefully by the end of February, this month, in Little Acorns. And then in March, the third band is really narrow, which is good, because I got a lot of other things going on in March. So I'll take a little breather, maybe back down a little bit as far as like how many days, because I think I put in 11 straight days on it. I don't really want to do that too many times. It just, you know, it's one color. It gets a little monotonous. That's all. So yeah, hopefully in March, by the end of March, I want to be done with the third band. I want to keep up my pace. I'm getting things mixed up. Little Acorns isn't one color, it's multicolor. I'm thinking Declaration. I want to keep my pace going. I need to get about 550-ish stitches a week, and that'll get me done in time to maybe have it FFO'd by the 4th of July this year. And Little Acorns, yeah, the second band I want to finish, and I want to do the third band in March because it's smaller. I have a lot of different things to fit in. I also want to, like I said, I want to get that iMake kit just kind of started, just a tentative start, you know, explore the materials and kind of play with the beads, you know, just get my head wrapped around it by the end of March. I feel like that it's a very spring-like piece, so I probably will, it'll probably be later in the month before I really dig into it. Into March, before I dig into it. I've got charting that I'm working on. I'm working on several really big pieces, and they're all kind of bogged down. And they're bogged down mostly because I'm new at this, and they're big and a little bit hard to like know how to finish some of the things. So I'm going to back off of the ones that I've got started and get some smaller pieces going that are, well, easier for me and maybe more approachable for you, because as far as I know, only one person has started Grandma Nitty. Thank you, Bethany. It's really exciting to see that get going. But it's a really big pattern, and I understand I'm a brand new designer and it's a risk. I get that. So I'm going to try to get some smaller things going. And so I won't really know what that's going to be for a couple weeks. Hopefully by the next time you see me in 3 weeks or so, I'll have at least one small one close enough that I can show you what it's looking like, what it's going to be. Another thing that I'm working on that's a small pattern, but do I have it here? Yes. I didn't put this in my notes, but I'm going to show you anyway. I have this. This was a toy. My son Luke's, one of his first toys. It's this little wooden turtle, and he's got little elastics, so his legs and his head can just kind of flip in. Like, isn't that this stinking cutest little thing? And I don't know. He's 18, right? So it's been through it. But I've kept this out, you know, for a long time. Just because it's sentimental and cute, right? But I think what I'm planning on doing is making a pincushion turtle. So I've got hexies, and I used, sorry, I should have prepped this, shouldn't I? I should have known I would want to talk about it. Okay, so I've got the shell, and that's going to be a dimensional thing. So you can see, like, I've got tape. So that'll be presented as a flat pattern, and then you'll stitch it up similar to how you'd make a biscornu. And so this is the bottom, and I've got all the angles and the size on there, just so that I can figure out stitches. And then I've got like his head and a foot, right? The tail I'm thinking is going to be like a loop where you can hang it or hook it on something. So that's what, so I'm kind of throwing that around. I will do probably just a quilting cotton version or 2 or 3 before I try to make it into a cross stitch pattern, just so that I know I've got all the sizes right and the construction method and everything figured out. But that's in the works. That's in the works. I've really been looking at a lot of dimensional things. I noticed for market there were a couple, like there's a box. Gosh, I can't remember who it was by. It was really cute. I was thinking about that would be something I would want to get from this market. But yeah, dimensional. Hello. Dimensional things. You know, boxes. You know, pin cushions, biscornus. There's those cute. There's like little chickens. And I'm not so much into the animal crackers. I think they're adorable, but I don't think I really want to do one. Not now, anyway. At some point, I might. They're very cute. But yeah, like I'm really interested in that kind of thing. And there's all these Victorian sewing boxes I've been looking on Pinterest, And then, they kind of explode, those boxes that explode open, and all the sides kind of flip down and you have little different things inside. I like those. Even if I don't design one, to put out there, I do think I'm going to make some, something like that, just because I like making stuff like that. Let's see, pin cushion pattern. In March, the first weekend in March, we are going to SUNY Buffalo, New York. Luke's been accepted there into the honors program and got a scholarship. So it's probably the most likely. So we're going to go, there's 2 days of events for students who've been accepted but haven't quite decided yet. So, they're going to try to woo us over. But that's exciting for him. That'll be the first college visit. In April, I think we're going to go to SUNY Albany, where he's also been accepted there. Maybe into the honors program. That's more competitive, I guess. He has to write an essay, and he's not really feeling that right now. It's pretty intimidating. So I'm really glad his gap year is working out to be. It's given him a lot more confidence in what he wants to do and where he wants to go. So that's cool. So that's going to be an exciting part of March. We'll be in Buffalo. I was born in Buffalo, New York. My cousins still own the house that I was born in. Oh, so that'll be cool. Maybe we'll stop and see them. I haven't talked to them in forever, but that would be cool. Other plans, I'm really going to get my shop going. I had also one more of my patterns are available now is through Shopify. And I've just got a really basic storefront right now. And it's amazingly simple, Shopify, the back end part. And it seems like it would expand with me no matter which direction or how big I wanted to take my shop, my business. So I like it for that. But I know that there's a huge number of cross stitchers on Etsy, both selling and buying, right? And so I might also have an Etsy, but I really don't like Etsy anymore. I don't like how they treat their shop owners. I used to have a very successful Etsy shop. And it's become virtually incomprehensible. The back end is really frustrating. I can't wrap my head around it. And so I might not do it. I just get really, forms and things are really, really hard for me to deal with. I just don't have that kind of skill. So we'll see about Etsy, but I'm definitely going to be filling my shop up with some bags. I made project bags. I kind of teased it on Instagram just a little bit. So I have a set of, well, they're not a set. It's like a collection, I'll say, of 6 that I made. I've watched a bunch of different tutorials, mostly on zippers. I could figure out the rest of it myself. Like I made my own pattern, but the method of zipper installation, I had to do a lot of experimenting, and I finally got it all, well, not all figured out, but I have one method that works really well for this particular bag that I made. So, I'm getting the dog hair off before I show you. Okay, so what I've done is there are a lot of bag makers out there that make beautiful bags, mostly from new fabric. I don't buy new fabric. It's too expensive. And I don't see the point when there's so much cool stuff out there like this. So this is Hexie's hand sewn together to make like a big patch. And then this is a vintage fabric. I didn't have much of it, so this is like, I made a frame and I machine stitched that down on top of it and then quilted it. And then the back is more of that same fabric. And it's got a vintage zipper that Nessie's trying to mess with. I get to take my screenshot from this. Nessie. Okay, and then this is a metal zipper. So I like the top zip ones for me personally. And it opens pretty wide. And this is what the end looks like. I don't know if I can hide my face. Can you see that? Is it focusing? No, it's not going to focus, but it's neat and tidy. It's neat and tidy. Not fancy, but neat and tidy. So there's this one. That's one. This one's a little bit more mellow, but same idea. So I have a lot more of this blue fabric. So the front is quilted and the back has a sort of a medium firm interfacing to keep it a little bit, give it some shape. I think, yeah, this is the only one that I have opening from left to right as you face it. I did it wrong. I can't help it. I tried. I got the other ones all right. Okay, so there's two. We've got this one. So these are all vintage fabrics except for this batik and this yellow, which were from, I believe, from Joann's, but a long time ago. So I didn't buy anything new for these except a couple zippers I got at the thrift store this weekend. That was the main reason for going. And they were 10 for $1. 10 for $1. That was good. So this is a really cool zipper. See, it's got a big ring on it. That was the coolest one. And so they're new. They were like new in the package, but vintage at the same time. And so then we've got this one. I just love that fabric. That is so cool. See, look at the back. That is just so neat. And that's a vintage fabric, vintage zipper. Let's see. This is mostly new. Let's see. This is vintage fabric, and the center is. The rest is newer that I got from Etsy. But again, leftovers from my stash. I have about 1,000 hexes all made up. At one point, I just had this huge mass of scraps, and I didn't have any particular thing going, and I wasn't feeling great. So I just sat on my porch and hand basted hexes until I turned blue multiple times over. So I've got tons of things already made. I just have to, arrange them and stitch them together. This one is kind of sweet. I was really careful to get the direction of the stripe in that. It's like, this is the same fabric, but I fussy cut it so that I just have the blue flowers and the red flowers. And so I made it almost look like two different fabrics there. And so this is on like a home deck fabric. The others are all quilting, cotton, weight, lawn kind of things, like Liberty weight lawn, but not Liberty. I don't have any Liberty. If I ever run across Liberty, I will keep it probably for myself. Okay, so that's the fifth one. This is the last one. I do have a lot more of this blue fabric, but I didn't want to do a whole batch of blue. So that's the same blue on the back. And that's just got a regular zipper, but nice and neat. This fabric, that pink, was scraps from a blouse I made myself when I was in 8th grade. So really old, really old. The rest was all just bits and pieces I got at the thrift store. you know, they have like grab bags of scraps that I would collect. So that's project bags. There's 6 of those. I will probably list them separately, and when they are live on my shop, I will announce it on Instagram. I would like to have that done by Saturday, but I'm not going to promise you, because I am new at this, and I don't have pictures taken of them yet. I'm fine with taking pictures. You know, I've done a lot of that, but yeah, I'm not sure how much information I'm going to put in the listing, how much I need to put. If you have any advice on that, whether I should list them one each or just do one listing and have 6 different choices, I'm not sure which will be easier for me at this point. But yeah, hopefully by late Saturday, that will go live and I will announce it on Instagram. And I think there's a way I can do that on YouTube as well if I turn on the community tab. And I've kind of been thinking about doing that anyway, so I might do that. So it might pop up here on YouTube. So I have 2 more things that I made over a year ago now. I guess it was about a year and a half ago, but they've just been stashed away because I made my dogs matching coats, and they have, you know, the hexies on them. So they match, but they're not identical. And the base fabric was from my mother's stash, and so it's at least 25 years old. Ugh. So it's got heavy duty. They've got heavy duty Velcro, because even little dogs can be escape artists, right? And so they're just cute. And I made them to fit Sadie and Joon. Joon can no longer go on walks, and she hasn't been able to pretty much right after I finished these. Yeah, kind of sad. It makes me sad seeing them here, so I'm going to sell them. They've never been used. I tried one on Sadie, and she's gotten too fat for it. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't put it on her. So they'll fit, like, my dogs are Jack Russells. She's 15 pounds now, but she was 12 when this fit. So I would say, you know, and I'll measure a girth circumference when I list them. But I'm gonna put these up on my shop too, even though they're not related to stitching at all. They are something that I've made and I want to sell, and they kind of go along with the hexies at the same time. So it seems like a good time to list them before they get slept on by the cat or something, right? So these guys are gonna go up there too. They are cute. I think they're cute. So if you have 2 little dogs, you could get both of them. And of course, I will combine shipping and all that if you want both of them. So that's my shop kind of news. And I've been collecting. I think I'm going to keep making the bags in batches of 6. It's enough to get a bunch to get done at once, but it's not so many that it gets to feel like sweatshop work, which I have done and I have no interest in doing ever again. Yeah, it sucks to be under the gun when you're trying to sew. Yeah, so the next batch probably won't be hexies exclusively. I've got a bunch of vintage crochet doilies and stuff that I also have some like large scale home deck fabric. So I might have doilies and home deck fabric and maybe a hexie flower kind of thing going on, like a little collage type thing. So I'll do another batch of 6 of those. And if I could get 1 batch of 6 a month done and sold, that would be awesome. I am going to charge probably a little bit more because they do take a really long time because of all the hand sewing involved. so they're time heavy, and I didn't spend anything for hardly anything right now anyway for the materials. So, you know, I don't expect an hourly wage. I just would like to make a little pocket money. So there's that. So yeah, if you could support me by, reposting when I post on Instagram and spread it around. Don't feel obligated to buy, but if you could repost, that'd be fantastic. That would be fantastic. I think that's it. I think I got everything. I did. I finished my notes. I'm not going to do a long outro this time. I got really emotional last time, which is just not necessary. We're all emotional. So I'm just going to skip it today. I don't need to get myself all wound up. I appreciate all of you, especially if you've stuck with me this long, all the way through all my nattering. One of these times I'm going to really come up with a list of YouTubers or Flosstubers that I watch a lot. I am going to put in my notes some of the people I watched tutorials so that I could get good at making bags. I learned a lot from several different people, and I didn't take any of their patterns, but their techniques were invaluable. So I really appreciate that. People putting tutorials out there. Yeah, that's it. Just keep stitching. Oh, that reminds me. I've been watching her, Stephanie. Just Keep Stitching Co. She started her own online shop, which is awesome. I guess that's a lifelong dream for her. So congratulations, Stephanie. I know what it's like to face obstacles in your own life and have these dreams and just be amazed when they actually, when you can make them come true. That's just amazing and awesome. And I feel that. I feel that for you. So check out Stephanie's shop. I haven't ordered from her yet, but I definitely plan on going there first the next time I want to make an online purchase of something. Yeah. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. We finally had the weather break. It's been so god-awful cold all winter, and finally this week, I don't know about you, but my body, no matter how warm it is inside the house, if it's super cold outside, like anything below 20 Fahrenheit, I consider cold, because that's when my body just goes, no, fuck you, go back to bed. I just get really stiff and sore and grumpy. So when the weather breaks, like February, we always get a weather break, third or fourth week of February. And I'm so glad that it's happened. I'm human again. And on that note, I really will go. Nessie's resorted to cleaning herself, and I know Joon probably has to go out. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for being here. Do all the like, subscribe, share things for me. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in about 3 weeks, maybe sooner if I decide to do an extra, but I don't have any specific plan for that. All right. Bye. See ya. See you. Bye.